Hey everybody, Kevin Rott with Overdrive Outdoors here. Tonight I'm coming out to do a little ballistic testing. As you'll see in the video, I have water jugs down at 100 yards and I plan on shooting a couple of rounds into them. Get you a video here in a second. Some of you may ask, why do I do ballistic testing? One reason is, depending on the game I'm shooting, and in this case I'm looking for possible rounds for bear hunt this fall. I want to know what the bullet's going to do. On a heavy boned animal, especially like elk or something similar, bear, pretty heavy boned as well. I want to know if that bullet's going to hold together if I do hit a shoulder or go for a shoulder shot. I also want to make sure the bullet's going to expand and that the bullet will penetrate. So one way to do that is to shoot them into a medium. Some guys use ballistic gel. I haven't tried it yet. It's kind of a pain in the butt. That being said, I'm not opposed to doing it. Soaked newspapers are another medium that people use. I like to use plastic jugs filled with water. So what I'm looking for is how far the bullet will penetrate, how much the bullet will expand, and how much weight is retained by the bullet. I ran out of jugs, so I have a feeling that at least the 4570 may go all the way through all the jugs I have. If that's the case, I'll try and dig it out of the dirt berm. Hopefully I can get the bullet, see what the integrity of the bullet is like, and get a weight on it. It's a 325 grain Hornady FTX bullet. It's a hand load of mine. With a 6.5 Grendel, I'm using a 100 grain Barnes TTSX. I have run this test with a Barnes bullet before. It performed really well, but I wanted to do it again. I have a feeling that the Grendel may very well go through all of these as well. But hopefully I'll be able to get them and actually see what the bullet does. Also look at the jugs and see, you can look at a couple things. One is how much that jug expands when it's first hit. What that's going to show is how rapidly that bullet expanded and dumps its kinetic energy into the target. For example, if the first jug blows up and the second jugs remain more or less intact, then I know that bullet is opening up very fast, and then I can look at the size of the holes that pass through the buckets or jugs further past it to see how big of a hole I got coming through there in the event that I don't recover the bullet. If it goes through 2, 3 and it blows those jugs apart, that's also going to tell me that the bullet is continuing to expand as it goes through. Varmint bullets, when I test those, what I want to dump all that energy in the first jug. Hopefully it doesn't even exit the jug, or it only goes into the second jug before the bullet disintegrates and there's nothing left. But for deer, anything bigger than that, I want that bullet to hold together, preferably open up in first, second, third jugs. After that I don't really care about it, because that's all the further wide a typical whitetail is going to be, for example. But anyway, that's why I do this test, to measure those aspects. Again, expansion, penetration, and for lack of a better term, energy dump, how fast that bullet's going to expand. So without talking too much further, I'm going to go ahead and video this, and you guys will be able to see. I'm also running them through a chronograph, so I'll have the velocity of these rounds as well, hopefully. So without talking anymore, let's get this done. Okay, so here's the targets for tonight's testing. I wish I had more jugs, but this is currently all I have. I'll actually measure these and see how many how deep they are stacked up like this. All these are filled with water. The first one is a thicker plastic, the bigger one in front, and then the last three, as you can see, are just simple kitty litter bottles. So these are set up at 100 yards, and I will be shooting 4570 and 6.5 Grendel into these. So first up, I'm going to be aiming at the jug on the right, and this will be with the 4570. So it looks like I probably got 100% penetration. That one was at 2,189 feet per second. Next up is the 100 grain Barnes TTSX out of the 6.5 Grendel at the jugs on the left. Okay, I hit a little higher than I wanted to with the Grendel, and it went through the top of the back jug, so I'm going to send another one down there, aim a bit lower. The 4570 went through everything, buried in the berm. I can't find it. So I'm going to shoot another one out of the Grendel, try and get more of those jugs and see what happens. So here we go. As you can see, it looked like we got a better reaction that time. I'm going to go check them out.